Greetings, greetings, greetings. Welcome to So Much to Talk About. My name is Nabaté Isles, and it's always a pleasure to share facts and viewpoints on the world of sports. This week is no different, but before I get into the special edition of SMTA, I want to remind all of you to check out my YouTube channel, which is N as in No, S as in Sam, I as in Indigo, World, NSI World, so you can see past episodes of So Much to Talk About, past interviews with very engaging individuals, not just in sports, but I have a couple of music guests as well. So definitely check out those past episodes as you will be thoroughly entertained. And now I want to get to, without further ado, my NBA preview, SMTA's comprehensive 2021 National Basketball Association preview, where there will be predictions galore, and there will be a lot of predictions. So first, pretty much the order of the show will be, I will first talk about the award winners. I will predict who will win the awards for 6 of the major awards in the National Basketball Association, which are Rookie of the Year, Sixth Man of the Year, Most Improved Player, Defensive Player of the Year, Coach of the Year, and last but not least, the most valuable player for the 2021 season. Then I will predict the all NBA teams, which reflect the awards somewhat as well. And with those awards too, I'll give the 3 finalists and the winner, because as you know, with the NBA awards show, they always have the 3 finalists, and then they pick a winner from that. Then I will go to, as I mentioned, the all NBA teams, the 3 teams that pretty much recognize the 15 top players in the league. You have on each team 1 center, 2 forwards, 2 guards on each team. So they recognize those players. And then I will predict the NBA all defensive teams, which are 2 teams which recognize center, 2 forwards, 2 guards on each of the teams. And also, too, I may have a tie in there where it could be an extra player added on those lists as well. And then last but not least, the NBA all-rookie teams. I'll list the top first-year players in the league. There are 2 teams, and it doesn't go by position. It just goes by votes, who are the top rookies, because, you know, like, you never know, like, in the league, it's just basically what opportunity that rookies have. So you don't know what positions, you know, throughout the league, which guys will really show up, you know, and really be able to stand out. So this team will just basically be on positions. It won't be on specific positions, but just be on just the best rookies of that year. So without further ado, here we go. My award finalist predictions for the 2020-21 National Basketball Association season. Well, the Rookie of the Year, I have LaMelo Ball of the Charlotte Hornets winning. The reason why is because Ball has an opportunity within the structure of the Hornets. You know, James Borrego's system is perfect, tailor-made for his skill set, for his versatility, and he's going to be given opportunities to shine for that organization. So I think based on space and opportunity, I see LaMelo Ball winning the Rookie of the Year. James Wiseman will finish second. He's going to provide a presence inside, be a rebounder, be a defensive presence, and also be able to provide points inside, and he can also pick and pop as well. So he'll be the runner-up. And Obi Toppin will get another player that will get space and opportunity with the New York Knicks, because really their 2 main scoring options are Julius Randle and also RJ Barrett. So I think Toppin will be the 3rd option, but he will have opportunities some nights to be able to shine. So Toppin will be third in the Rookie of the Year voting. 6th Man of the Year, Montrezl Harrell will win the award again for the Los Angeles Lakers. He has that opportunity to be able to provide everything off the bench, that energy on both ends of the court. So I have him winning an award for the 2nd straight year. Will Barton coming back for the Denver Nuggets. They need him. He's going to provide offense, and he's a good defender as well. So he will be the runner-up for 6th Man of the Year. Possibly sometime in his career, he may win the award. Tyler Hero for the Miami Heat. He is showing he's starting to look like a playmaker as well, not just scorer, to be able to be a ball handler and a playmaker. That's going to help him get some votes for 6th Man of the Year. And then I have him tied with Jordan Clarkson, who's just instant offense off the Utah Jazz bench for sure. Moving on now to the most improved player, DeJounte Murray. Yes, indeed. DeJounte Murray of the San Antonio Spurs. Murray is just, the Spurs will not make the playoffs this year. They will probably trade LaMarcus Aldridge and or DeMar DeRozan during the season. So Murray's really going to get an opportunity to show out. He will emerge as one of the top two-way players in the league, and he will win most improved player. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, I don't have him winning the award because he averaged around 18 to 19 points a game last season and broke out last year with the Oklahoma City Thunder when he was traded from the Clippers to the Thunder. But Gilgeous-Alexander, he's going to be definitely dropping at least 23 a game, but I think still Murray is going to have more of a jump. So Murray will get by Gilgeous-Alexander, but Shai will be second, and third will be Michael Porter Jr. for the Denver Nuggets. I mean, he's going to have a remarkable year because he's emerging as one of the top young scorers in the league, and he's going to provide such a punch to support Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray. So Michael Porter Jr. will be third in the most improved player voting. Defensive Player of the Year, Anthony Davis, Los Angeles Lakers. That's the award that has eluded him, and he will win the award finally this year, providing that defense. And I think Montrezl Harrell is going to really help him as well be able to be effective defensively, as Harrell's energy will help Davis not have to do everything defensively as well. Jrue Holiday, guard. Yes, he's one of the top on-ball defenders in the league, and he's going to provide a boost for the Milwaukee Bucks, and he will make the All-Star game based on his two-way ability, so he will be the runner-up for Defensive Player of the Year. And the Rudy Gobert, perennial top three defensive player of the year candidate. He's won the award twice. He was runner-up last year. He will this year he was third last year, and he'll be third again this year for sure, but he's always in the running. Going on now to Coach of the Year, Quinn Snyder. Yes, indeed, the Utah Jazz. You'll see why Quinn Snyder will be Coach of the Year for sure. He's one of the top coaches in the league. He's arguably the best player development coach in the NBA. He knows how to develop players, and he just has been consistent with that Utah Jazz team. They just play the game the right way, and he will finally win Coach of the Year. Stan Van Gundy of the New Orleans Pelicans, he's going to provide a jolt for that team, as that team really has a good roster for Van Gundy to really take them to that next level. And you'll see where I have the Pelicans in my predictions for placements in the conference standings. So Van Gundy will be the runner-up for Coach of the Year. And Tyronn Lue for the Los Angeles Clippers. I think the Clippers are going to be better in the regular season than they were last year. And Tyronn Lue has a lot to prove, and the players, they just need a new voice. And I think his voice is going to really help push his players for sure. Most valuable player, Kawhi Leonard. Yes, I said it. I think Kawhi Leonard is not going to be on much of a quote-unquote minutes restriction. I really don't think Kawhi Leonard, I think he has a lot to prove. I think he has a chip on his shoulder. He's going to play that way. And this is the award he's never won. He's won Defensive Player of the Year. He's won Finals MVP twice. So I think he wants that regular season MVP. He's going to do whatever it takes to get it. I think he will win it. Luka Doncic will be second for the Dallas Mavericks. I mean, the guy could do everything, and he just continues to augment his game. Only in his third season, he's already a superstar, and he will be more of a superstar this year. He'll be the runner-up, and Giannis Antetokounmpo will be third in the award, actually, representing the Milwaukee Bucks. The reigning two-time MVP, he will be third, as Leonard and Doncic will do a little bit more, but also two, as you can see, there'll be no LeBron James and no Anthony Davis. I think the reason why is because they're going to cancel each other out. And also, too, the Lakers have more depth, more offensive firepower that I don't think Bron and AD are going to be playing every game. They're not going to be playing 35-plus minutes a game. I think they're going to kind of ease it a little bit because, AD with his nagging injuries, and, of course, LeBron James in his 18th season, Father Time is undefeated. You never know. He may need that rest, too. So I think they will be definitely in the top five. I think they'll be 4 and 5 respectively, but I don't think they'll make the top 3 this year. So now we're going to the all NBA teams, the 3 teams of 15 players total, 5 players each, of course. Of course, each team has 1 center, 2 forwards, and 2 guards. So Here we go. Kawhi Leonard. As you saw, I predict that he will win the most valuable player. So he will obviously be the first forward there on the first team. And then Giannis Antetokounmpo will be third on the MVP voting. So you see I have him as the second forward. Anthony Davis will be the center because he plays both center and forward. And you'll see on all defensive teams, he'll be at a different position. But Luka Doncic will be runner-up for the most valuable player. So obviously he'll be the first guard listed there for the All-NBA teams. And then Damian Lillard will round out the first team as he will continue to carry the Portland Trail Blazers. I mean, he's just one of the most explosive players in the NBA. Second team, LeBron James. Now, LeBron James will barely miss the first team, but like I said before, the reason why he won't be in the top 3 of MVP, I think he's going to scale it back just a little bit. I think he's going to let Anthony Davis be able to shine more. And Bron doesn't have anything to prove. He's in his 18th season. He really has to find ways to still be effective in the game, but not have to go all out. And the Lakers are a deeper team this time around, as I mentioned. So Bron will make the second team. Kevin Durant will make the second team because it's going to take him a while to get acclimated. He hasn't been on the court for 18 months. So, but he's going to really show out and get better and better as the season goes along, and he'll make the second team. Nikola Jokic, perennial all-star. He will be on the second team once again for representing the Denver Nuggets at the center position. Donovan Mitchell will have a major season for the Utah Jazz, as you'll see where I place the Jazz in the standings later on, but Donovan Mitchell will have a major part of that. And Kyrie Irving will have a big season. He has a chip on his shoulder, and he's ready to prove that he's one of the top guards in the league. I mean, we already know he's one of the most talented players in all of the NBA, but he wants to prove that he can consistently stay on the court, and he's going to do that. He'll be second team for representing the Brooklyn Nets. Now, the third team, Jason Tatum of the Boston Celtics, he's going to be perennially on these lists, and he will rise up more and more as his career goes on for sure. But he'll be third team once again. Jimmy Butler will be third team representing Miami Heat, being the heart and soul of that team and the leader of that team. Joel Embiid will have a bounce-back season, will be third team, but he's going to have a great year. And Anthony Davis and Nikola Jokic will just do a little bit more, but Embiid is still one of the top players in the league, and he'll be recognized as a third-team center. James Harden. Now, there's some issues with James Harden. We don't know if he'll even be in Houston. I don't think Houston will make the playoffs, as you'll see on my Western Conference standings, the predictions there. But Harden, too, is not really liked by how he's handling the situation with Houston as well. I think votes will be taken away from him by the media for sure. But Harden will be third team still and still have a great season. Bradley Beal is going to really emerge, being alongside Russell Westbrook with the Washington Wizards. And Beal, he really has a chip on his shoulder because he wasn't even selected as an all-star, and he was averaging nearly 30 points a game. So Beal is really going to show out this year and be the last guard for the third team. Now, NBA all-defensive team, Anthony Davis, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Rudy Gobert, right there. Those guys are the top 3 players defensively in the league. You have Drew Holiday at guard. Drew Holiday is going to be there because he's going to be runner-up for Defensive Player of the Year, so you know he'll be the first guard there. And then Ben Simmons will be the other guard on the first team. And Anthony Davis, as you see, I have him at the forward position. He plays both center and forward, but Gobert is an elite defensive player at the center position, so you know you have to put him first team. So Anthony Davis will be first team at the forward position. Second team, Kawhi Leonard. Once again, he will be the MVP, and he will provide great defense once again for sure. So he'll be second team. Jaylen Brown will be the other second team forward for the all defensive team. Then Bam Adebayo, who was second team last year, he'll be there again this year. Just a tremendous defensive player, and I think he'll edge his way up to the first team eventually before his career is over for sure. DeJounte Murray, as you saw, is my most improved player. He'll be second team, as he's going to show out to be one of the top two-way players in the league. Josh Richardson of the Dallas Mavericks will be the guy to be able to stick any of the best guards offensively and be able to let Luka do what he does. And then Marcus Smart will be tied with Josh Richardson Richardson for that last spot at the guard position. Now, last but not least, NBA all-rookie teams. LaMelo Ball, James Wiseman, Obi Toppin, right there, top three, of course, in the NBA Rookie of the Year voting. They'll be top three in the first team. Remember, it's all different positions too. It's not one center, two forwards, two guards. It's by the best rookie. And then Anthony Edwards, Denny Avdila, and Jalen Smith will be round out the first team, as they will have tremendous seasons for their teams, respectively. Second team, Killian Hayes will have space and opportunity as the starting point guard with the Detroit Pistons. Isaac Okoro with the Cleveland Cavaliers will show great two-way ability, as well as Patrick Williams with the Chicago Bulls, who will push Otto Porter Jr. for minutes. Cole Anthony will also push Markelle Fultz as well, but still, it's going to be a nice three-guard rotation with those guys, so Anthony will definitely get some run, and Cassius Stanley will be a surprise member of the second team. His athleticism, versatility, even though he's a late second-round pick, he's going to do great things for the Indiana Pacers. Now, moving on to my prediction for the top 8 teams in the Eastern Conference, along with the 2 teams that will barely miss the playoffs. They will make the play-in round, but they will miss the playoffs. So here we go. Milwaukee Bucks will be the number 1 seed once again in the Eastern Conference, led by Giannis Antetokounmpo. This will be the 3rd straight year that they're the number 1 seed, and they will have another opportunity to see if they can get to the elusive NBA Finals for them. So, Brooklyn Nets, led by Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant. They are both back, and let me tell you, this team is loaded. It's not just those 2, but this team is just extremely loaded in general. So the Nets, I have them being the 2nd seed for sure. I think like early in the season, it'll take some time to gel, but they're going to really hit all cylinders in the second half for sure to move up to the 2nd seed. I think the Bucks and the Nets are the deepest teams in the Eastern Conference by far. Then you have the Miami Heat, the defending Eastern Conference champions. They'll be the 3rd seed. You know, Jimmy Butler is always, you know, his work ethic speaks for itself. His leadership speaks for itself. And Coach Eric Spoelstra is brilliant with his X's and O's. So I see the Heat being the 3rd seed. The Toronto Raptors, Nick Nurse has emerged as one of the top coaches in the NBA. They will be the 4th seed. They know how to play well in the regular season for sure. They know how to pace themselves, even though it seems like they're going to be in Florida, playing out of Florida this year. Wow, it's just a shame that they can't play in their home city, but this pandemic, you know, it's altered a lot of things, you know, throughout all the sports for sure in society. Philadelphia 76ers will be the 5th seed, led by Doc Rivers, Joel Embiid, and Ben Simmons. They will have a solid season. The Eastern Conference overall is much better than years past. It's really getting more and more competitive. So I see the Sixers being the 5 seed, and I think they will improve more and more in the next couple of seasons. I see the Sixers winning a championship within the next 2 to 3 seasons. I really do. Now, Boston Celtics will be the 6th seed. They just don't have the depth as the top 5 teams above them have. You know, they have Jason Tatum. They have Jaylen Brown. Kemba Walker he's still a good player, still all-star caliber player, but he's not going to be the player that he was 2 or 3 years ago. He's having a lot of nagging injuries, and he's slipping a little bit for sure. But Boston's still going to be in there, but as a 6th seed. Washington Wizards will be the 7th seed with the addition of Russell Westbrook and Bradley Beal. That combination just deadly, and they're just I mean they're dogs. You know what I mean? Literally. So definitely. The Wizards will make it back to the playoffs for sure with Scott Brooks leading them. And the Indiana Pacers will be the 8th seed. They're not going to be as high as they were last year. They were the 4th seed last year. They're not going to be that high. Nate McMillan, the loss of him is going to be really tough. But still, overall, they are a good playoff team for sure. And a good team, a good defensive team that will make the playoffs. And then the teams that are just missing the playoffs will be the Atlanta Hawks, who the following year, the Hawks are going to be really dangerous. They will improve, but just the East, like I said, the East is just so deep. And, they have excitement with Trae Young and John Collins and the additions of Danilo Gallinari and Bogdan Bogdanovic, great additions, but I just think they're just going to miss it. And then the Orlando Magic as well will just miss it. Even though they made the playoffs last year, they just don't have enough firepower to get back to the top 8 this season. Now, the Eastern Conference playoffs, everybody. First round, the Milwaukee Bucks will defeat the Indiana Pacers. Definitely, I mean, the Bucks are just going to be too much for the Pacers. The 76ers will defeat the Toronto Raptors 4-2 for sure. I mean, the Raptors, like I said, they're not as top heavy, and the Sixers, when you have Embiid and Simmons, that's going to make a difference. And Tobias Harris is the third option. That's going to make a difference for sure. The Miami Heat will defeat the Boston Celtics. As I mentioned, the Celtics just don't have the depth, but they will be. I mean, I think they'll be a better team the following year, but just this year, they're going to take a little bit of a step back, but they'll lose 4-1 to the Heat. And the Brooklyn Nets will defeat the Washington Wizards in an exciting series. Just imagine Russell Westbrook versus Kevin Durant in the playoffs. It will be scintillating for sure to have those two go at it. And of course, Bradley Beal and Kyrie Irving, they know how to step up in the playoffs. So that will be an exciting series to watch. But the Nets will have too much depth and firepower for the Wizards, and they'll win 4-2. Conference semifinals, Milwaukee Bucks over the Philadelphia 76ers in a great series. It could be a potential classic, 4-3. It's going to be back and forth. I mean, both teams match up well against each other, but the Bucks will get by. And the Brooklyn Nets will defeat the Miami Heat 4-2. As I mentioned before, the Nets are just very top heavy. And then the role players that they have, the supporting cast that they have is just going to be too much for the Heat. So 4-2, the Nets will win. And then the conference finals in another classic series, the Nets will win in Milwaukee in Game 7. The difference will be Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. They're just closers. Now, Giannis Antetokounmpo will play much better overall in the playoffs, but I think Kyrie and Durant will make the difference, as the Brooklyn Nets will make the NBA Finals representing the Eastern Conference in 2021. Moving on now to the Western Conference, the top 8 teams, my prediction for the top 8 teams, as well as the 2 teams that will just miss the playoffs. Here we go with the Los Angeles Lakers. They will be the number 1 seed. They are a better team this year than they were last year. And I didn't see the Lakers being a 1 seed last year, but they're better this year with the addition of Marc Gasol, with the addition of Montrezl Harrell, and also too you have the addition also of Dennis Schroeder too, and then you have Kyle Kuzma getting better. These are players. I'm not even mentioning LeBron James or Anthony Davis. I'm mentioning the supporting cast around those guys. I mean, they have a lot of good talent, very deep around, and the Lakers are a better team. And also defensively, their philosophy under Frank Vogel is just very suffocating and very evident for sure. So the Lakers will be the number 1 seed. The Clippers will not be far behind them. I'm telling you, Tyronn Lue is going to do a lot of good things by bringing more accountability for them to be more focused and everything. And the Clippers throughout the regular season. So the Clippers will be the number 2 seed, but not far behind the Lakers. Yes, the Utah Jazz will be the 3 seed. The Jazz have all the elements. They do. They have great defender inside in Rudy Gobert, and someone that is their most important player because he's led them in win shares over the past 6 seasons, and they've been consistently a playoff team. Rudy Gobert has been that guy, but Donovan Mitchell is their finisher, is their closer, is their guy that really provides the points. And then you have Bojan Bogdanovic, who's going to be back as well. So and then Mike Conley too. So, and they have veterans on their bench too. So the Jazz, I see them being a 3 seed and really holding focus throughout the regular season under Quinn Snyder. The Denver Nuggets will be the 4 seed. Losing Jeremy Grant and losing Mason Plumlee will be very, very tough for them because those guys are really a glue, but they still have the rest of their team. And look out for Michael Porter Jr., who will be amazing coming up this year for sure. Now you have the Dallas Mavericks as well, the 5 seed behind Denver. Luka Doncic, Kristaps Porzingis, that dynamic duo, they will be incredible for them this year. And overall, the Mavericks are just they have junkyard dogs on that can be able to provide some support on the defensive end and everything. But they can be lax on the defensive end. But I think they're going to be better this year defensively. The Golden State Warriors will be the 6th seed. Klay Thompson, that was a tough loss, but I think Draymond Green is just not the player he was. You have Kelly Oubre Jr., you have Andrew Wiggins, you have James Wiseman, you have good talent around, but it's just, I don't think it's going to be enough at the end of the day. I really don't think so for them to be in the top four for sure. And Steph Curry, he needs that guy in Klay Thompson that can be able to move without the ball to be able to free him, and he's just not going to get it. But Steph is still going to have a great season. New Orleans Pelicans, yes, indeed. Stan Van Gundy will lead them to the playoffs. Zion Williamson is as efficient as any player in the National Basketball Association. And then overall, the Pelicans have depth. They have Everett Bledsoe. They have JJ Redick, a great shooter. They have Brandon Ingram, who is a tremendous scorer himself. So they have the weapons and they have the players that can be able to play on both ends of the court. So the Pelicans will be the 7th seed. The Portland Trailblazers will be the 8th seed for sure. I see them not being an elite team. They will make the playoffs, but I just don't think they have enough around Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum. And then just missing the playoffs will be the Phoenix Suns, even though with the addition of Chris Paul, they're a year away. I think their younger players still have a lot to learn. And I just think in the play-in round, I don't think they're going to have enough experience to be able to put them over the hump. And then you have the Memphis Grizzlies as well that will barely miss the playoffs too, but look out for them in the following year, 2021, 22, they're going to be something else. Now, the playoffs, the Lakers will take care of the Portland Trailblazers. The Blazers will win one game because of the potency of Damian Lillard, but the Lakers will win easily over the Blazers, 4-1. Denver Nuggets over the Dallas Mavericks in what should be a great series, a back and forth seesaw battle, but the Nuggets will win because they have that home court in Game 7. Of course, Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic know how to turn it up when they need to, but Doncic is going to keep the Mavericks there. The Utah Jazz will defeat the Golden State Warriors. Yes, the Jazz just have a lot of depth and they just play great on the defensive end. They present a matchup problem for the Warriors. They'll win 4-2. The Los Angeles Clippers will beat the precocious New Orleans Pelicans 4-1, but they will learn the Pelicans and they will be another dangerous team in the 2021-22 season. Semifinals, so the conference semifinals, Los Angeles Lakers will defeat the Denver Nuggets 4-2 for sure. The Lakers just have too much firepower, and the Clippers will defeat the Utah Jazz 4-2 as Paul George and Kawhi Leonard are on a mission to exercise the demons, and the Clippers will finally make their first conference finals in their franchise history. Then in the conference finals, they will have a seesaw battle with the Los Angeles Lakers, but the Lakers will be too much in Game 7 as they will win the battle Staples Center. And I think it's best that they play each other this year because it'll be actually in the Staples Center. Not last year it was in the bubble, so it just wouldn't not have been the same. But this year being the Staples Center, it'll happen for sure. And now the 2021 National Basketball Association Finals will have the Los Angeles Lakers and the Brooklyn Nets, and the Lakers will defeat the Nets 4-2. And the Finals MVP will not be LeBron James. It will be the first finals that he will win that he won't be Finals MVP. It will be Anthony Davis. I think LeBron will give Anthony Davis a chance to shine from that standpoint. He has enough accolades. He's never been a selfish player. He likes to see everyone else shine around him. And I think AD is going to shine to win his first NBA Finals MVP, and it will be the 5th championship for King James. So that is my National Basketball Association season preview for the 2020-21 season. It will be a scintillating season, to say the least. My name is Nabaté Isles. Thank you very much. Happy holidays to you and your families. Be blessed, stay safe, and just treat each other with respect and kindness. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.